Being an entrepreneur it really takes extremely thick skin. Not everyone's cut out for it. If you can't take the body blows that you're gonna get delivered, they can come in the form of lawsuits, they can come in the form of people embezzling money from you, it can come from your best employee being recruited or starting their own business. It's gonna happen. All these things are going to happen. So you just have to be prepared and expect, there's going to be times where it gets the water gets a little murky.
Larry North was forced to work at a young age after escaping a life on the lam with an alcoholic father. He would use his entrepreneurial skills to become a leading expert in health, fitness, and weight loss, creating one of the top-selling television weight loss shows in the country, The Great North American Slim Down, which grossed over $120 million in sales and was ordered by over 1 million people. Today, there are multiple Larry North fitness clubs throughout Texas.
I had a father who was a pretty degenerate, compulsive gambler and alcoholic, and we ended up traveling, across the country, most often because he would be on the lam. And he spent a lot of time in and out of prison and made a real difficult upbringing. All I wanted was to be in a healthy environment. And we sort of traveled across the country from New York all the way to Las Vegas because my dad was banned from Vegas. And I was in a family, I had to go to work pretty early. I was very lucky to get great mentors. I've always sort of, if I see someone I like, be it a client, and I'm impressed with the way they do things, I sort of latched on to them to absorb as much as I could from them. And I happen to have had some unbelievably successful people come in my life. And in the early stages, I received the advice, but I didn't always follow it. And it can be very costly in more ways than one. Don't just seek that advice. Sometimes putting it to good use can pay dearly. I could have the worst day of my life and I wake up with a good attitude every day. It means that you just believe in yourself. You believe in the people you're around, you believe in your family, you believe in your friends, you believe in your community, and that's been the single biggest asset that I've had. I was in the restaurant business, had a monster successful restaurant and watched it, didn't pay attention to it because I was juggling so many things, and it went out of business, but that's part of the process that you go through, and you learn to create better and bigger trenches to prevent those things from happening, and better that they happen earlier in your life than later in your life. That's part of being an entrepreneur, is you roll the dice. Certain things hit and certain things don't, and you just sort of dust yourself off and get back up again.